ugly heart of an old man while the young man's heart was still looking perfect. The old man replied, "Yes, yours looks perfect, but I would never trade with you. Each scar is for a person to whom I gave my love. I take a piece of my heart and give it to them, and often they give me a piece that fits into my empty space. But the pieces aren't exact. I have some rough edges which I cherish that reminds me of the love we shared. Sometimes I gave a piece of my heart without getting a piece in return. These are the empty cuts. Giving love sometimes means taking a risk. Even though these cuts are painful, they stay open. And they remind me of the love I have for these people, and I hope they will come back one day and fill the space. Do you see now what true beauty is?" The young man was in tears. He took a piece out of his perfect heart and offered it to the old man with shaking hands. The old man accepted it, put it in his heart. He then took a piece of his scarred heart and filled the young man's wound. It didn't fit perfectly. It had rough edges. The young man looked at his heart, no longer perfect but more beautiful than before. When I was a kid, my mom liked to make breakfast food for dinner every now and then. And I remember one night in particular when she had made dinner after a long, hard day at work. My mom placed a plate of eggs, sausage, and extremely burned biscuits in front of my dad. I remember waiting to see if anyone noticed. Yet all Dad did was reach for his biscuit, smile at my mom, and ask me how my day was at school. I don't remember what I told him that night, but I do remember watching him smear butter and jelly on that biscuit and eat every bite. When I got up from the table that evening, I remember hearing my mom apologize to my dad for burning the biscuits. And I'll never forget what he said. "Honey, I love burned biscuits." Later that night, I went to kiss Dad goodnight and I asked him if he really liked his biscuits burned. He wrapped me in his arms and said, "Your mom put in a hard day at work today and she's real tired. And besides, a little burned biscuit never hurt anyone. Your mom looked after us even though she had a lot to do. I couldn't help her cook dinner because I was busy with work, but we can both make sure she goes to bed feeling loved." Two friends were walking through the desert. At one stage in their journey, they had an argument, and one friend slapped the other one in the face. The one who got slapped was hurt, but without saying anything, he wrote in the sand, "Today my best friend slapped me in the face." They kept on walking until they found an oasis where they decided to have a wash. The one who had been slapped got stuck in a mire and started drowning, but his friend saved him. After he had recovered from his shock, he wrote on a stone, "Today my best friend saved my life." The friend who slept and saved his best friend asked him, "After I hurt you, you wrote in the sand and now you write in stone. Why?" The other friend replied, "When someone hurts us, we should write it down in sand, where winds of forgiveness can erase it away. But when someone does something good for us, we must engrave it in stone where no wind can ever erase it." Miguel, a waiter at my restaurant, had a hard day today. First, he dropped a full tray, then he tripped at the kitchen doorway and dropped the food, and he ended up missing the last bus tonight, so I drove him home. He was quiet the whole ride. When we got there, he invited me to meet his family. As we walked to the front door, he stopped at a small clay pot and touched it with his hand. When he opened the door, he changed amazingly. He smiled widely, hugged his two little kids, and kissed his wife. Then he walked me back to my car. As we passed the clay pot again, I asked him, "What did you do with that clay pot earlier?" "Oh, that's my trouble pot," he replied. "I know I can't stop problems at work, but I'm sure of one thing. Problems don't belong in my house with my family, so I put them in the pot every evening. In the morning I take them out again and they always feel much lighter than before." He smiled contentedly, and in that moment I realized we all should have a trouble pot to leave our troubles outside before we go home to our families, away from our loved ones. "How can I become successful when I grew up?" asked Ben. His grandfather took him with him and planted one plant in a pot inside the house and another one outside the house. "What do you think? Which of these two plants will grow better in the future?" asked grandfather. Ben said, "The plant inside the house will grow better for sure because it is safe from every danger." Grandfather said, "Let's see what happens." After 4 years, the boy came to visit his grandfather again and said, "Grandpa, so how do I become successful?" Grandfather smiled and said, "Let's take a look at the plants we planted. Look, this is the plant we had planted in a plot." The plant had turned into a tree. Then he took the boy outside. There they saw that a huge tree stood. Its branches spread far and wide, providing shade to passers-by now. Grandfather asked, "Tell me, which plant grew more? Which is more successful?" Ben replied, "The one we planted outside, but how is this possible? That plant faced so many dangers. Still it grew so big." Grandfather smiled and said, "Yes, the plants outside had to face many things, but dealing with problems had its benefits too. Problems made its roots stronger. The same is in life. If you always stay in your comfort zone, then you will not be able to grow as you can."